the Shabkar Tsokdruk Randrol. And his kind of short name is Shabkar. His full name is Tsokdruk Randrol. And I think it's now talking about him. He is one of the great renowned yogi, meditation, Dzogchen masters in 18th century. Came in the 18th century, very famous. But however, he's more kind of hermetic style. Hermetic, not in kind of like more in academic levels. That. And also in where he was born. When we look at where he was born in East Tibet. East Tibet is generally divided into 3 provinces. Upper province, middle province, and the very lower province. Upper province are divided such as U and Tsang and Tu. All those are upper regions, from Mountain Kailash to the Lhasa area. All that majority northwest part of Tibet is known as the upper part. Ngari, all that upper part of that. So Ngari Kursam, we talk that, and then Utsang Rugye, Lhasa, and all those are upper part of the road. And the lower part of the Tibet is divided then into 2 sections. And this particularly this time, more kind of divided that this time. And Kham and Amdos. So, and the Kham is all those Eastern Tibet. All majority part of the Eastern Tibet is known as Kham. But then far eastern part, close to the border of the China, and that again big range area is Amdo and Golok areas. So the Tibetan map, if you look, is like as hand, like this hand, and it this way. This whole part is what's called the upper part of the Tibet. So that is Lhasa and all that. Lhasa and the Tibet, Lhasa and the Tsang, this whole area is birthplace of the Tibetan culture, birthplace of the Tibetan Buddhism, where there is all those great Dharma kings are ruled entirely Tibetans and beyond the Tibetan territories. Tourists, they add centuries, all come that area. So therefore, culturally, religiously, spiritually, every kind of body talks about all the center of Tibet is the very center, the core of the culture, civilization, and language, and religions, the Buddhism, everything comes from there. So that is Lhasa, all that area. Then the eastern part of Tibet is then, as I said, they're divided into 2 sections, particularly these times. I said middle and far east. Middle part of those part, which is now this upper part is those all what I said, and now this is divided, and this half is then Kham, Eastern Tibet, Khambas, that, and this part is then the Amdo and Ngolo area. So Shabkar was born in the Amdo area, which is this time kind of they've connected both Golok and Amdo. Both are 2 different kind of regions, and this is the way Shabkar was born. And the Shabkar's area, generally, the Shabkar area, that Amdo area, kind of like mostly is among the 4 schools of Tibetan Buddhism, is mostly Garudas. Garuda teaching is very popular in that Amdo areas. But however, there is a selected area called Rekong, I think C-K-O-N-G, Rekong maybe, this is just a pronunciation. Rekong area, that is very renowned Ngapa place, that means Nyingma, mostly like lay practitioners. Lay practitioners are always a kind of ancient time, those people who come from a Rekong area going to Lhasa. Everybody in Tibet, they go to Lhasa and pay homage to the Buddha Shakyamuni, very famous, very blessed places, and go to that places. And so that many times Rekong comes also in our area, go up, because my places is a Kham area, and many times people those come that to the Lhasa goes that way. So mine is like kind of in this area. So they goes this way. Always my father used to say the Repongs are kind of so much. They like Ngapa, they always keep the long hair. Hairs and hairs are also what's called this. Gravid or what's called?
Dreadlocks?
Ruggish, almost a kind of each few hairs together become together.
Dreadlocks.
Yeah, I saw sometimes in New York City there's quite few who does that too. So I think they're Ngapa too. There's a lot of Ngapas. So they all kind of with the really kind of very, also sometimes they keep the conch shell earrings. They keep the white conch shell earring and hairs are tied up and also falling down, and with walking stairs they go so kind of always the Repongs they're good practitioner of the Ngapa, like such as 2 stages, the creation stage and the complete stage practice. Therefore they achieve a lot of realization, kind of has a reputation. They're very powerful, very powerful, and so should respect and appreciate when they come to the they ask you, of course, this is a tradition which is established by King Sumsing Gampo. The travel is always supported by the families wherever the village comes. So they give the food and hospitality. But the Repong Ngakwas came when they said it's always good to make connection to them. They used to say that. So, but anyway, this Shabkar was born in that areas. He born, I think, in regular family, and his father and mothers are kind of regular average Papa practitioners. And when he was born, I think he was born in 1781. 1781, and when he was born, they named him Ngawing Trashi. Ngawing Trashi. His child name was Ngawang Trashi. Ngawang, Ngawang, and Trashi. Trashi named. And he was very with beautiful dreams. Also, mother had, and also when he was born, there's a kind of nice, good signs, indications that came, and that year they had a nice year of the harvest and all those things, and many villages also kind of used, this child got good name that exactly matched this year calamity and good name, because Trashi means auspicious, prosperity. So this year, that calamity weather level was so nice and all that. So they start hoping, this child has a kind of name similar with the situation what happened that time. And so he's grown up, and there's also in the life story said he has a lot of kind of nice, beautiful visions, dreams, and so forth. And he began to see a lot of colors, sparkling light in the sky and all that. And the mother said that kind of baby, you must be hallucinating yourself. Don't say those things. Stay quietly. All those things. Mother, usually in Tibet, those parents they used to say those things. So they said that, but how? So he's grown up that, and then he started learned also very easily all the how to read, how to write, without any difficulty, without also purpose really teaching constantly. Moment if they showed something how to read, he started reading so roughly, so quickly. So everybody, this boy is a very smart boy. And then when he was born, also there's very astrological. That they ask, please make the astrology to my child. The parents ask, and this person made the astrology, and made the astrology, and the astrologer said, if he stay in the house, he will become one of the great warriors in our areas. If we leave the home, he will become one of the great yogis. Yogis that also mentioned that. So he's grown up and he learned so easily all those things. And also later, around the age 10, he started joining in the Ngakwa monasteries, joined and practicing. Every Ngakwa village is kind of put monks as that. Oh, he's really so good. He reads so well. He's doing good and all that. So all the older Ngakwas have started kind of appreciating about his knowledge, his wisdom, and also same his character. It's kind of a nice character, good conduct, young child, very nice character. So everybody said, oh, he's beautiful, all that. Around at 14, he met, or there's in that area, one very Dzogchen master, renowned Dzogchen teacher in that area, came to this monastery, or monastery invited him, and his name was Shabkar Tsokdruk, and he gave a lot of Dzogchen teachings, lot of meditation instructions, and then finally also when he's giving the Dzogchen teaching, this great master, Dzogchen master, Shabkar Tsokdruk, asked all the Ngakwas, will you, everybody now must look to their nature of the mind, try to find the nature of the mind. He introduced that. So everybody started looking the nature of the mind, and everybody has really difficulty understanding what the nature of the mind. They had some difficulties that. And then he asked also to him, Shabkar, so who is now Ngawang Trachi. Child name is Ngawang Trachi. He called Ngawang Trachi, young boy, asked, do you recognize what is your nature of the mind? And he said, no, I didn't understand what the nature of mind. Oh, this master says, oh, this must be your, because too young now. You will know that, but it's you too young, you can't understand. But then this master again giving more teachings and more instructions and practice retreat they held, and then that he gave the instruction again, and Shabkar, this young Ngawang Trachi really began to understand what the nature of the mind. And one time he went to the teacher and he told what he realized. Or they said, oh, that is correct, we said. And all the other Ngakwas said, how you can understand? We still didn't stop going with it. What is the nature of the mind? This must have his beautiful karmic connection, or frivolous karmic something, that, but he understood. So this is the first time that he received Dzogchen teaching and very strong more Nyingma connections. Around age 10, actually, he said he has undying devotion to the Nyingma schools. Even though that area, as I said, the majority very, very kind of Galapa schools and all that, but he really very much devotion to all the Nyingma, and also that's what he joining with the also Ngakwas and practice, joining with the Ngakwa practices, practice with Ngakwas. And around that age 17, so around that time, then there is another great teacher they invited. His name was Jami Jamso. Jami Jamso in the teaching said he likes to say he was master of the both old and new schools. So that means old school means Nyingma schools of Tibetan Buddhism. New schools means then Kaji, Satya and Galapa schools. But also I think more leaning with the Galapas. So he's very master of the Nyingma and Kaji. But then he came, he gave a lot of teachings and empowerment, transmissions, and a lot of those teachings, he really feels so kind of mind becomes so calm, peaceful, devotional, all that becomes so strong. Around that time, he started practicing more about the Ngurupema Sambhava. He feels so strong devotion to Ngurupema Sambhava, he practiced over 12 million mantra of the Ngurupema Sambhava. He feels so many good about that, and had a lot of beautiful dreams, one after another. And that time, around the age 20s, around that time, the Jami Jamso, he becomes so close. He was also very spiritual teacher, and become one of his root teachers. And one day he told, what is your plans now? He's now around age 20s. What's your plans? Are you thinking to marry, or what are your plans? What do you have plans on life? He told that I have no plans to really stay householders. I like to get ordination, and I like to practice this. He said, that's a wonderful idea, wonderful things. Please, if you can do that. And he said, I wish you will do that and stay in a cave and meditate like that. He kind of made the gesture of the meditation for short time, and then he smiled. And Shabkar himself said, maybe that is like his prediction that I will do like that. That is. So he feels so strongly that he like to be really ordained. Because of that, those thought continue carried in heart and mind. But soon after, this great teacher that who was so connected to this Nyawe Jamso, he passed away. But however, his instructions he never forgot it. He kept it so strongly. And so now he is in age 20s. He liked to take the ordinations. He took the ordination. Even the mother didn't really feel that is strongly the head wishes, but he took the ordinations. And then finally, around that time, then there's one, again, very beautiful teacher, Jal Khenpo, I think it's called, Jal Khenpo. Khenpo, in the area, he told finally, I think you must go to see Ngawin Chuja, I think. His name is Ngawin Chuja Jarbo, that's the great, I think, teacher, Dzogchen master, who looks like he is like more connected to the Mongolian in the life stories. Because these all kind of very locally high enlightenment, not really came very famously in the Nyingma history, didn't write, but it's so hidden in a way, masters in the local area. So the Ngawin Chuja was, I think, in the close to the Mongolian border, and he was a householder. I think he was also in a way, I think, leader of the areas too. His householder, he's a married man, but he was great teachers. So he told this young Khenpo told, you must go to see him and receive teachings. And the moment he heard his name, the Ngawin Chuja, said the Shabkar, he's like old, balls of hair really grown, come out. He just became shivering with the thought of the devotion and joy, the kind of eager to meet them soon. And then one day, this young Khenpo himself going to receive some teaching with his also entourage and his disciples. So Shabkar joined with him and went to there, and he received the teachings from this Ngawin Chuja. He gave many teachings of the Dzogchen teachings, and then particularly also teachings on the Hayagiva and the Vajavara he practiced. He received all teachings. He gave the empowerment of the outer empowerment, inner empowerment, secret empowerment, absolute empowerment of the Hayagiva and the Vajavara, one after another, gradually, slowly, and explain the meanings there. So that means maybe didn't do all those empowerment in one day, and one after another started giving teaching instructions gradually, and then together he also gave other teachings that deals with more renunciations, such as renunciation or the training of the mind, the precious human lives, the impermanence, and the cause and effects are inevitable. Samsara has a lot of difficulty, troubles. It's not just always same thing, it changes. Those are known as the basic Buddha's teachings. That also aligns with like very famous teaching of the famous master Tsongkhapa, the founder of a Garuda school, which is known as the graduation part of the different stages of the big and a medium and a small practitioners or small capabilities. It's called the graduation teaching by Tsongkhapa, which is very famous teachings. Also, he taught those teachings to kind of connect more, to explore the meaning of life in these situations. And his mind has become so full of joy, full of devotion, love and compassion that already he has, but this really dances that power and sizzling that quality is very strong. So he received all those teachings. And then as he received these teachings, instructions more the Dzogchen teachings, and particularly this farming areas, this Shabkar Tsokdruk Randrol area is again one of the very numerous schools of Tibetan Buddhism. There's one great Tetung came, and many of you didn't hear that Tetung, and his name was Ratung Tobdi Dorje. Ratung Tobdi Dorje was one of the very famous Nyingma Tetungs, Ratung Tobdi Dorje, who also came same time as Tsatsang Mungpa. They are contemporary. What they call it? Contemporary. They are contemporaries. And even they say the three Dorjes. three crazy dorjis. Three crazy dorjis. Those are known as Ratun Topdi Dorji and Tsaksam Namja Dorji. Tsaksam was another name is Namja Dorji. Namja Dorji. And Rinzi Tumcho Dorji. So Topdi Dorji, Namja Dorji, and Tumcho Dorji. Those are some in the Nyingma histories named three crazy evangelists. Three crazy evangelists. I think they all crazy. And they are all also connected. They are really connected. They are kind of in a way, disciple and student, they are all connected. So therefore, for example, this Tumcho Dorji was the youngest one. And as we receive some teachings, the connected teaching, because Tumcho Dorji became one of the main lineage holders, principal lineage holder of Sasong Lungpa. So and also many times in some historians said Tumcho Dorji was like the biological son of Sasong Lungpa too. Said that. But anyway, Tumcho Dorji was also one of the four disciples of the lineage holder of the Ratun Topdi Dorji. Ratun Topdi Dorji, this great teaching, really so rapidly and so strongly rooted in this Repong area that Lama Trachen where Shabkar went. Shabkar is practicing. So he received a lot of teaching of this Ratun Topdi Dorji and as well as Tumcho Dorji's teaching too. And I think this higher Girma and Varai teaching is also connected with this Ratun Topdi Dorji. I think so. That is my cousin thought. But anyway, he received all these teachings, and then this great master, this Mami Chuja, encouraged, now he go to the hermitage, and he practice. So he practiced. Ever since he started meditating and practicing, his realization is growing. His realization is deepening. All his life story tells how he got advancing, developing one after another, the Chachu practices, Toga practices, all that rapidly grow. And at the same time, he really, so all the understanding of the entirely really teaching of the Buddha, so well, so beautiful. Even though he didn't go exactly to study the academic level, many ways, but he discovered of the inner wisdoms, true wisdoms. Then he discovered all those teachings. And so he practiced a long time in that area, and then later on, he traveled all over Tibet, from eastern Tibet to Delhi, to the Amdo area, to the Kham, and to Lhasa, and then he went to Mount Kailashas, and then he went to the Kathmandu or the Nepal, and where he paid homage to the three big stupas in Nepal. There's very famous three stupas. They always said Bolanath, Pakwa Shinkun, and the Tamo Lubji in Tibet. These three stupas, he went and paid homage, and then he came back, went the same route in a way. Then we come back to Lhasa, and then gradually come back to his homeland. So he did long pilgrimage, but not just went every day. He went. In some area, in Tsari, in southern Tibet, he spent over a year meditating on the cave, in the mountains. Everything is a life story, how he went, what realization, what achievement he got, what he did. He beautifully sang the songs, and many times, even the great masters, you see, he was like reincarnation of the Malarepas. The way he spent, the way he sings, is and then even though he's fully ordained monks, but he had long hair, he stayed as a Ngapa, wearing robes, or like white robes, and long hair, and that's what the teaching said. So this is what he went, and then he come back to return to his home back, and in that way, and then they benefited so many beings along the road, along the path. Everywhere we went, then when he meditated and practiced, those areas, everyone said, please stay here and meet our teacher, and all so devoted. Yes, why? So many beings, really one after another, and then he returned, as I said. Then he entered Mahaparinirvana, I think in 1850, around 1850. So he was born in 1781, and entered Mahaparinirvana around 1850. So that means how much? How old?
69.
69? So around 69, I think. Then he entered Mahaparinirvana around 69. And so that time, actually, that time already who was there, the great master, such as like this first Chense, first Kongtrul, and all those are there too, really in that way. So I think so with kind of looking that way, I think that when the Shabkar is very like already great practitioner, great enlightened beings, great masters already at that time, first Chense, first Kongtrul, Chojo Lumpa, all those are just very very young ones. And some great master and Khenpo Tsewang Rinpoche also said that too. And Padma Rinpoche, for example, Padma Rinpoche heard the beautiful reputation of the Shabkar. Shabkar, he thought to go to see and receive the teaching from Shabkar through Rangdrol, but on the way to the Shabkar, and the Shabkar entered Mahaparinirvana. So I don't think physically Padma Rinpoche able to meet with the Shabkar Rinpoche. But however, he heard the beautiful reputation of the realization of the Shabkar, and he liked to see that. So that is really about the Shabkar Tsokdruk Randrol. And